Welcome to the Trophyz and Medalz podcast, where we discuss sports, fashion, music, and entertainment. Where trophies are temporary and medals are forever. What side are you on? Welcome back to the Trophyz and Medalz podcast. It's your boy Batman with the Ebb Tide crew. We got Raheem Goodell, Tony Love, Ebb Tide King, and we got Dirk 504 on for the first time. What's good, fellas?
Doing good, yeah.
Doing good.
All right, we're going as always, we're gonna be jumping into sports. We got the NFL games and matchups. Some epic failures happened again. Break down the NBA Finals. And getting to Raheem's business on his Vegas trip for the Saints game. But first thing first, since we got Dirk on for the first time, well, as we always do, go through our questions just to see the energy he's going to be bringing to the podcast. I know this answer for the first one, brown or white liquor.
I drink water. I don't drink alcohol no more.
Good. We do enough for
everybody
else.
When I did it with brown, though.
Okay, so see, that's why he had to quit. See, that makes sense
now. Next, what about favorite teams?
49ers. 49ers for, football. College, roll with LSU. NBA, I like the Mavs, but since New Orleans got a team, rock with them too. So, Mavs and Pelicans. And I don't really watch MLB, so I don't really fool baseball that much. But as far as boxing, that's my sport. I like Errol Spence. So, that's what I rock with.
That's what's up. Next question, No Limit or Cash Money?
Cash Money.
Shit, that bitch be winning every time. All right, with Cash Money, who's your favorite hot boy?
BG.
See?
We got some disturbing ass people in these streets, boy.
Hey, BG been winning by a landslide. I don't think we had one person.
By a landslide, yo. That's how we know we got some disturbed people from the city of New Orleans, boy. That's why we can't be trusted in these streets, boy.
Mm-hmm. And the last question, we got seafood gumbo or seafood boil?
Dang, man, that's a tough one. Seafood boil, since that's all I get out here in Texas now.
All right, yeah. Shout out to Florida on that. All right, but first thing I want to get into, I know the last few weeks we've been talking about music opening up, but with this happening again, the Falcons, I know I need to hear from my petty Saints fans. Ain't no way that this dude survives to Monday with his job. Like, how many times do he gotta keep failing in these epic proportions before they just clean house?
It isn't necessarily really his fault, to be honest with you. It's really the defensive coordinator at this point.
But he has a defensive background. Former defensive coordinator for the Seahawks.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's just kind of like one of those situations where, like today, I was literally just kidding. I was like, there's no way they can possibly lose this game. And they lost it to Chicago against Nick Foles.
3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
It wasn't like in 5 minutes or something crazy like that?
Yeah. Gotta be fired, man. Gotta be fired.
I can understand this is like the first time, but this is like back-to-back on top of the Super Bowl.
Back-to-back and the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Can't come back from that. You gotta go.
I know what's gonna happen too. I'm watching the highlights, and I'm like seeing them roll up all these points. And I'm like, watch, it's just a matter of time before Chicago come back. And look what happened.
Missed tackles, blown coverage. It just that's like saying with the Saints, if Drew Brees out here throwing all kind of picks, isn't Peyton going to be kind of the person that's held accountable more so than if the defense is failing? Because Peyton the one that's calling. Peyton the one calling plays.
Yeah, but because of the fact of Drew Brees' status, I don't think they'll put that all on Peyton though. Where this here, like you said, it was clearly defense, and he's a defensive-minded person. Where how in the world he's going to come in here and kind of make some adjustments on the fly himself to try to save the day. You know, that's where this kind of falls on him.
Well, first of all, why you trying to put the Saints out there like that? Why you put Tennessee? You know, with that bullshit.
What bullshit? I said what if. I didn't say that y'all was doing it. Now, if you want to go there, we can go there.
No, how about Tennessee? Tennessee looking like that sloppy, which they normally
at 3-0.
At 3-0.
One turnover all year.
Oh, we taking shots. He gonna make sure to throw that 3-0 out gracefully, boy. He gonna ride quickly at us. He gonna just lay that up all pretty and stuff. Oh, yeah, we did it. So okay. We'll see how you rolling today.
But yeah, that was
had a pretty
good
good
Sean
game.
Payton.
Your boy had a pretty good game against Tennessee, though. Your boy from LSU, Jefferson.
Yeah, he was balling out. He was but the problem was we got cornerbacks my age trying to guard that young boy out there killing Joseph. But yeah, he did his thing. He had almost 200, something crazy like that. I know he had like $150 at least by halftime.
I had him on the bench, nigga. That shit was hurting. I seen him on my bench. I was like, oh god damn, this is hurting. You know, I'm clear to win this week, so I'm cool. But that hurt seeing that 25 just sitting there gracefully on the bench.
Yeah, once we started putting safety help over there, because we was just putting one-on-one coverage on him, disrespecting him, and he just was killing whoever we was lining up on him. But
yeah, that's why Jason had no time soon.
Oh, not at all. Twin name,
I think for the Super Bowl, I think with Atlanta, I think it was a combination of both Quinn and Shanahan.
Oh, Shanahan.
Don't
bring Shanahan in there, man. Leave Shanahan alone.
It's a combination. You up 25 and you still passing the ball, not taking anything off the clock. So I think it was a combination of both. But this right here is just, I think it's classic Falcons. I don't think you put it on Quinn all together. You know, the Falcons find classic way to lose.
But I think they just gonna hold them accountable though, because I mean they need somebody to bury, you know, because I mean they in a hole right now, so I think they're gonna make him the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, like I said, you got to make a decision because it's, you know, they had it last year where they almost made a decision. They had a meeting with him and just rolled out with him, but you know, at this point,
they fight all the coaches and try to bring in a whole new coaching staff, and then now you're still doing the same thing. Even though, I mean, this is a crazy year. Nobody didn't really get a chance to work with their teams like they normally do. But this is still typical Falcons fashion, though, at the same time. So it's not like this is something new and everything. It's just the fact they're making history now. Just being the first team ever in football to lose 2 games, being up by 15, going in the fourth quarter, back-to-back weeks. Like, that shit ain't never been done before. And
they changed a whole bunch of personnel. So you can't say it's the talent on the field. You know, only common denominator for the most part is Matt Ryan and Julio.
Yeah, right.
But everywhere else,
he didn't play today.
No, he didn't play.
Julio.
Kelvin really been balling all year though.
Maybe you fantasy football points. I need Tennessee defense to do some goddamn thing.
Yeah, we can't tackle. That run game looked horrible, and that secondary. We were trying to blitz and leaving people on the islands, and that shit wasn't working.
You know what I say? Saints are always saying until we get to the Super Bowl.
So what y'all think y'all gonna do against them Packers though?
Well, that's gonna be tough.
We'll see.
Breaths.
We'll see. You know, it'll be fun.
I was like this: if it's a primetime game, it's always something that Peyton and Drew and the team as a whole always show out. Now,
at home, y'all rolled.
We was winning on the road last year. Well, outside of this Raiders game, which we're not gonna talk about what 2 ref calls or whatever that allow y'all to get into it. So all of a sudden, somebody decided to show up on social media to be a pro Raiders fan, but we're not gonna talk about that right now.
Hey, man, relax. I gotta have my goddamn book. My timeline was very. There's some crickets around that bitch, but that was a beautiful feeling, boy. Hey, that's all I needed. That just made my day. Like I said, this has been 2 great back-to-back weeks for me. My Raiders beat the Saints, and then the Hurricanes beat Florida State like they stole something. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful night. I watched all 60 goddamn points. That was beautiful.
This is a fair warning. The ghost of Russell comes back as eventually.
Hey, I don't care if my Raiders not win another goddamn game the rest of the season. No, not that we beat y'all. I'm good. We did this 4 years ago in the Superdome. We weren't supposed to be good neither, and we pulled it off. I'm good money.
So by end of this podcast, can you say David Carr is God?
Hell, fucking no. I never said that not a day in my life. I told that Bible thumper sucks in my eyes, and I need his ass gone.
Yeah.
That would give
all that kicking and dumping. That nigga can't throw past. And then Drew Brees with a good arm. How the fuck you Drew Brees with a good arm? That's fucking, you a garbage. At least Drew Brees got a reason why he can't throw past 20 yards. What is your excuse?
You're not gonna give Gruden his flowers while he's still alive?
Man, fuck Gruden too, man. I don't like him neither. That nigga's stealing money right now. He overrated. Remember, he won a Super Bowl because of doggone Dungy. And he played his own team. Then he just got Keita, so he know all our weaknesses. So how the hell that count for something? Great analyst on Monday Night Football. I wish he was back on Monday night. Outstanding. I like him there. But as a coach, man, I don't give a rat's ass about Gruden. This is just a dark period in my life, and I just treat it as that. And fuck Fat Bastard too on top of that, because he's part of the reason why we end up in this situation again with Gruden. So it is what it is.
Hey man, that's way long ago. Y'all done had some some just as bad quarterbacks over the years since
No.
That person.
No. They ain't gonna nothing ever top that ever.
I don't know, man. Y'all run the quarterbacks haven't been too good.
It can't win no bad worse than that. Yo, he barely made the season. He was like day one, he was garbage. There was no glimmer of hope 1 second.
Yeah, I had Kerry Collins there, Super Bowl quarterback.
Wow.
I think got carried.
25 years ago.
I can't believe you said Kerry Collins.
Y'all had Aaron Brooks too.
Don't do that shit, man.
At one point, the all-time Saints best.
Nah, man, they have a legit quarterback since Rich Gannon. That was the last legit quarterback.
Y'all gonna make me fuck around here and really fucking put these people in the passing. Shit out, yo. Don't y'all already on. Tread lightly here. Tread lightly.
Y'all did some things with Carson Palmer, didn't you?
Reaching.
I know.
See, the discusses hit him. But yeah, man. Back to the Falcons though. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be a blow up waiting to happen. I know they probably can't trade Matt Ryan, but shit, you might as well. If you're going to be trash, you might as well trade Julio and get something for him.
Ooh,
For real.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll let Julio go.
Atlanta, they might burn out Atlanta. They trade Julio there. Well, you know what? I say they may not, because it depends on what you trade for. Because they still got they got 2 good young rookies. Well, I mean, 2 young receivers about to do their thing soon too, though. So I wouldn't say that.
Is allergic to the red zone. He can't.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah.
That is well documented. We know
problem.
he is allergic to the red zone.
Yeah.
How you got one of the best receivers in the game and you can't get no touchdowns in the red zone? Like, this don't make any sense. So.
Less than 1 minute.
All right, good call, Raheem. All right, we're gonna take a quick break and be right back. Back up on the NFL and jump over the NBA. Be right back.
Yes, sir. Just click back on the same link.
On the next episode.
All right, we back. Continuing with the NFL. Fake ass Eric Sermon.
Wait, when you have a beer, do you drink a short or a long neck?
Whatever. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you get Popeyes, are you surprised when they have a neck bone in there?
So, what y'all think about the NFL finding coaches for not wearing masks and the amounts that they taxing the coach and the teams?
Yeah, I think that tax is high.
I think it's a PR move. That's all.
Yeah. For the NBA. Because the NBA been so perfect with their shit, they gotta show that they just as serious and on point. All this is about they just trying to keep up and not look, definitely trying to look as bad as what baseball was going through their period. So it's just more of them trying to just make a full statement to get people's minds right real quick. Nothing like, yeah, you got to go off to the deep end, dude. Remember now, people, are dying from this and everything. And with Ron Rivera out here trying to coach, and he got the and battling cancer at the same time too. They try to make this trying to like really put a hammer on this to saying how strict and serious they're trying to be on this. You saw everybody asses were wearing the mask this week, so they got their point across.
Yeah, that's true. Belichick's still doing his little bird thing, though. He got his covering his nose and he got his mouth all out. I don't know what that's about, but
Yeah, I've seen coaches do that one way or another. Either they have their nose out or their mouth out. And
well, I don't see nothing wrong. I guess the mouth, because if everybody was wearing it, I guess because you sound muffled trying to talk
Right.
through the mic, so it's kind of difficult to talk. So, but if you're covering, I see the logic they're trying to use, but overall, you're supposed to have it all covered because you're still spreading out the germs when you're talking, if you have it or not. So they're trying to keep you from spreading it. But they're looking at it like, hey, I got my nose covered, because some people wasn't covering their nose, but they had the mouth covered, and I think 2 people got side on. Some of the teams got fined for that because they had it on their chin.
yeah, I know with us today, like you said, covering your mouth and being heard and being muffled. I seen Red, he'll have the mask on, but then when he got to yell across the field or something like that, he'll pull it down for a second and then pull it back up. But it was just, like you said, some coaches just not having it on at all for the majority of the game.
I like that little sneeze guard.
That's, to me, is the smartest move to do. I think the Vikings coach had that on today.
Zim, he had that.
That's probably the most comfortable and easiest thing to do as far as the sense. And then, like, Andy Reid found a defogger and shit for his. He's out there looking like he driving a Cutlass 5 o'clock in the morning. But that to me, that makes the most sense, is get the shield. I've seen actors do that on movie sets too. They've been wearing the shield when they get their makeup and stuff done.
Or they could be wearing turtlenecks.
You just gonna keep going for the well. Hey man, these jokes ain't gonna be as good as the head jokes. So I done heard every neck joke in the world, man. They ain't nothing new. But being head of the game will always be number one. We'll break that down for you, Dirk, at another time. But
yeah, Twin set himself up real bad on something. We'll have to break that down on the next segment. We'll just give a quick catch up on that. That was priceless.
Personally.
Something else I want to ask y'all about, speaking of quarterbacks, what y'all think about Wentz in Philly? Do y'all think he on the way out? Like,
oh yeah,
it ain't good, man, at all.
I mean, they can't stay healthy, and he like a turnover machine right now. And they're just a mess, man. I think they just need to start from scratch. I don't know. They look bad today against the Bengals.
Like
That's
he
why
went from being a media darling to media turning on him now.
But Philly one of those teams that when life is good, everybody's good. But when think about how they did McNabb, I know how you feel about that, nigga.
Y'all about to say about to light his ass up?
All right. So that's just but my whole big thing is Philly's one of those fan base where they'll really turn their back on you really quick. You know what I mean? So I look at it's part of it is kind of like a thing of, you got to thank that man for bringing the Super Bowl. But I mean, I think when it kind of comes at long term with him, I just think they're gonna be like, hey, look, well, thank you for helping us get there, but next year we need to look for something else. And don't get me wrong, the kid from Clemson is still out there for next year too. So
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
So,
But that's a shot in the dark though. Like you ain't got nothing to go around them. They skill positions. They skill positions are not good.
Not
I just
at
think
all.
they should just go their separate ways. I think he'll do better than another system, and they should move on to another quarterback because it ain't working right now in Philly for him.
Right. But then I look at Philly fans, they only will turn their backs on you if they see you ain't got no heart though.
Right.
Yeah.
If they don't really see you out there grinding and busting your ass, then that's when they'll turn on you when you ain't showing no heart.
Like that dude who took a shot at Nelson Aguilar last season.
Oh, the one that said he ain't caught nothing all day.
Well, yeah, he outside. He had just saved somebody's life after a fire, and then you go take a shot at Nelson Aguilar.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Hey man, but he worried about what you did on the field, man. He ain't care what you did all out the field. Hey, that's totally different.
Yeah, they threw him out the window, and I called him. I ain't drop it like Aguilar. Like, dang.
It's facts though. He wasn't lying, but that's how raw they are. But like you said, that's why I was saying. That's why they drafted Jalen Hurts. I think they had already put the writing on the wall. When they did that, they already showing that in the second round you go draft a quarterback, and you just gave him his money, his extension, and you do that quickly. That's already showing you. They really don't. I'm not gonna say they don't see it in him. It's just he said he don't fit the system because they saw how Nick Foles ran the system great, but they still thinking that. But Wentz kept getting hurt though. But they thought he would be able to do it because he was playing good before he got hurt every time.
Now, is Wentz into his extension yet? That's the thing.
I think this is the first year.
Is it the first year?
I want to say this year. Tony Love research moment.
Yeah. I thought it was kicking next year. And that's why they made that pick for Jalen Hurts, but they might be able to cut that before even having to pay him.
That's what I was about to say. Even with the deal, I don't think it's not that much impact on the cap if they make a move to trade him or something. So it ain't that big of a cap hit if they decide to make that move.
But then the catch would be, where would they trade him?
Shit. The Jets, Jacksonville, the Giants, the Browns.
The Browns about to hang themselves for 2 more years with Baker Mayfield. They ain't about to jump ship. Yeah, I don't know why, but they not. The
extension kicks in next season.
See, that's exactly what I thought. That's why they made that move against Jalen Hurts, and which was, like I said, a head scratch when they did that. So they was giving him, they basically interviewing him this year to see how he gonna handle. And what they are, they 0-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. That ain't looking good here.
But no, they 0-2-1 because they had tied.
Oh yeah, there was a tie today. I set up in something.
Oh, that ended up being a tie?
Yeah, it was a tie.
Oh,
Joe Burrow ain't got no line.
Picture the trip part they had they was about to kick the field goal to win it. It was like a 56-yard field goal. Then they jumped. They did a false start and got 5 yards back, so they had to punt. And then the Bengals just ran the ball to run the clock off. So it was just a nasty ending.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
I need to check on my cousin with that.
Joe Burrow has no offensive line. He got sacked 8 times today.
Well, we know he ain't got no offensive line. We already knew this already anyway. Joe is just trying to play to not get hurt so he can get out of Cincy. That's all we know he's doing right now.
He coming to New Orleans.
It could happen. I mean, it's a possibility, but y'all gonna have to give up a lot to get him.
No, we don't.
Why not?
Exactly.
He's gonna have a losing. I mean, it's not like he's gonna have a winning season this year. I mean, and don't get me wrong or whatever. I think we're gonna try our chances with old boy before we do anything. So we got like what?
This is like a few years down the road.
Yeah,
we talked about this last week. We said this last week. Like once his first contract is up, or towards the end.
After year three is done, that's when before like the extension come, he might have to play that card raw and say, I ain't signed no extension. I gotta go. Especially if if they haven't approved at all, which don't of course we know they're not because the Bengals are the Bengals. Like when me and Tony Love were talking about, when Tony Love shocked the shit out of us, talking about they're the only team in the damn league and ain't got no indoor practice facility, is the most fucked up thing to ever hear.
In Ohio.
Like
In
it's gonna be cold
Ohio.
out there.
In Ohio.
The Bengals ain't got no. Well, how about this compared to everybody else? Do the Bengals have real money like that? No, I don't think so.
They all got real money. They don't spend. They are notoriously cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I mean, I know you're cheap, but I'm just saying like, I don't think that outside of this football, they don't have any other entities.
No, because they make their money off of the TV deal.
The TV deal, yeah. They've already been proven that they said, like right now, with them not having no fans, and right now, they still gonna be in the black because of just the TV deal. So they still making money, but like you said, they have been making money all of these years even prior and never spent it. So they have the money. They just have they got one of the most cheapest doggone owners in the whole entire league.
Hey, Tony Love pays some special prices just now.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what the hell is going on in there?
The hell are they doing over there?
But yeah, the Bengals, NFL teams, regardless of what they say, they don't be broke, man. Like everybody's not the Cowboys, but even the most trash of teams got that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep throwing it out there like that. I don't care.
All right, keep saying you don't care. Get that pink slip.
Here's the thing that I learned based on my current employer. Some teams have other entities that have internal other businesses inside. Some teams don't, and I know for sure Cincinnati don't have any other internal business
revenue
that generate money, which technically is kind of like one of those things where it's like, well, shoot, if you are only bringing in football money and concessions, that's a poor business model, and that's something that I had to learn, seeing it now, and do my research now. So, like I said, it just Bengals, I mean, other teams too.
But they got high school teams and colleges that have indoor facilities. That's just that's what we're saying. We ain't got it has to have to be like elite and top of the line.
The Browns have.
Can you blow up an air bubble and put us inside of that shit?
But the morning got no goddamn St. Augustine. We know outside of that, everybody else is too poor for that shit.
Y'all still at Pontchartrain Park, right?
We might be at freaking the levee right now at this point. Where they can get back for money all the time. Oh, we need the money. All right, y'all go figure it out. So.
But since we annoying your ass, how was your Vegas trip for the Saints game minus the Saints catching the L?
Hey man, my trip was very horrible. I didn't have a great time at all. I miss my wife and my kids. I was so lonely out there, just by myself, just with nothing to do, I was checking into work every day, cabana parties.
Facial expressions right now to be seen. So I'm going to just black out right now.
I was going to some cheap pool parties and stuff like that, talking about religion. It's just typical. I was ready to come home.
I mean, there's a lot of people from home that was out there for the game. Surprisingly,
Taylor May was out there. I saw her.
Yeah, she was out there.
Yeah.
But were there a lot of people out, or was it just kind of like a regular old Vegas trip?
I was like this, like going to 2 away games back to back, right? We travel very well. I will say like that. Like Saints fans, like I'm pretty much more than sure other fans travel well too. But to say that we was in Vegas and the odds that we were against it, we travel well. I was just playing early, but I had a great time or whatever. I mean, even though we wasn't able to kind of get into the stadium, the vibe was still there. You know what I mean? In regards to like this. So I would just say like even Raiders fans, like there was a lot of Raider people. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know the city was adjusting to the team being there, but there were a lot of people from like California that came to the city.
Oh yeah, Raider fans travel well too because when we played y'all in New Orleans like 4 years ago, man, I seen all the different Raider flags saying San Diego Raiders, Sacramento Raiders, San Jose Raiders. It's like Raider fans travel strong. So they definitely not one of the. They probably definitely in the top 5 of traveling. Doggone, we know Cowboys and the Rapist crew. Steelers fans. They we know they like 1 and 2 out here when it comes to them traveling.
Well, no, here's my issue about people that love. Or you know what? I'll say this for another day, because I feel like to a certain degree, and this is just me just being honest. Like, say for example, Steelers fans, right? Are they really Steelers fans, or just because they got 6 rings or 5 rings?
It's definitely because they got the rings, especially when they won. The older people that when they won their 4.
Right.
So mostly black chicks is because they goddamn coach.
Right, and I think for some of them, I think for some people who pick their team, it's just more so for convenience to say that they have a championship versus the team that they probably should go for or whatever, that they just don't want to wing it out. Or you got some people like I know, like say for example, even though I know I'm a Saints fan, I can pretty much tell you some things about 49ers, some things about I'm a football fan at heart. You know what I mean? So I can tell you certain things about other teams that I can actually have a conversation for another person who really appreciate the team. But I think for most of, I think there is a level of fan that just says, hey, I'm just going to go with New England because I know they win. And that's
the type of people I hate.
Yeah.
Bandwagon.
I've seen a lot of them. Seen a lot of them people too.
But we got to keep it 100 though. We got to keep it 100. Before Katrina, there wasn't all these Saints fans out there.
We definitely know that already.
Y'all remember, we was coming up, back on the Tide. Everybody was either 49er fan, Cowboys fan, Packers fan. You ain't have too many Saints fans. So it seemed like when they got Breeze and started winning, that's when like a lot of them jumped on the bandwagon.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong.
But I respect them. I respect them because of jumping on the bandwagon because of Katrina having everybody got shipped away from home, so they want to represent home. So I give them at least a little respect because they still wasn't like winning yet, but they was on the verge of starting to do some things. So I kind of at least hop on the bandwagon at the right time.
I give it to him, and I don't know because I even wanted to see him win that year, just for the city.
Right.
But then at the same time, I'm like, all right, humble yourself.
Especially when they see that you're not a fan, then they question you. That's what we talked about last week. It's like, let me be me and let me be 8-8 every year and be happy with my Titans.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been a 49er fan since like, 89, like I was 7 years old. And I'm like, that's what I've been rocking with, you know what I'm saying? So don't just jump on the bandwagon, when Breeze come to town and question, why I root for the 49ers. I've been rocking with them for a minute. So that's the only thing I see.
Well, I mean, my whole big thing is, I know I was a Saints fan for a long time, well, since birth or whatever. I did say say for example, I know I was probably one of those fans back then that'd be like, hey, look, I really do hope the Saints finally make it to the playoffs. If they don't make it to the playoffs, I'm going for the black quarterback. That was me. I was like, hey, whoever team, or say for example, the Saints don't make the playoffs, shoot, I'm going for Jerome Bettis because I like him as a person, and I'm win that title or whatever. Or, I would say like this: back in the day when the Saints and the 49ers was in the same division, yeah, I did not like y'all asses. I was happy that Emmitt Smith did what he did and he won. You know what I mean?
Dang, not Emmitt, huh?
I got tired of seeing that shit, going to the goddamn games, winning like 54-3. You know what I'm saying, against the Saints and the 49ers, and I just hated the shit out of it. You know what I mean? But
the Niners will give you a special kind of hate, yo. It was just like it was real.
They was really like washing y'all asses back then.
Yeah, but I can say that as a fan to say, hey, look, since we didn't make the playoffs and since I love football, yeah, I did go with like other teams, like I admired Brett Favre, what I'm saying, as a player. I admired Donovan McNabb as a player. Don't get me wrong. That's just let me just say it. I admire just Jerome Bettis. What's your boy named Mike Allstott for the Tampa Bay Bucks back then. There was certain players I just was like, man, that's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But I mean, to be realistic, I think the Saints made the playoff twice in my lifetime before Breeze came.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So
that sounds about right. They lost to the Vikings and they lost to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Like before.
No. What about Cha-Ching year? No, don't forget about the Cha-Ching year.
But when the Cha-Ching
year? Falcons, yeah. They lost to the
Falcons, yeah. So 3.
The Bears. It's 4 of them.
No, we talking about pre Aaron Brooks.
Yeah, you had the Vikings, you had the Bears, you had the Falcons, and you had the Eagles. So it was 4.
Yeah,
you're right.
Right. So
Cha-Ching was my favorite year, boy. Oh, I love that year. I love the spot y'all niggas crumble that year. That shit was comical.
But I would say for the most part, there were probably fans who were genuinely Saints fans, but when it came to the playoffs as a whole, it probably was like, well, let me just go for somebody else. And you saw that trend, like, you know what I mean?
Our parents was Saints fans. Our parents was real true Saints fans, but anybody that was in middle school and high school at the same time we were was not at all.
Yeah,
just off the starter jacket era, you know who was like how real this was, because nobody was rocking a Saints starter jacket except for niggas that was uptown.
You saw more Cowboys starter jackets and Saints starter jackets in the city.
Exactly.
But look at the colors, though. The colors wasn't really that appealing for the general public. So I will say that as far as the Saints.
Yeah, that's true.
I would have people that would say, yeah, back then, I didn't necessarily think that black and gold back then was like appealing. And then my thing would be like, say for example, let's be 100%. If a starter jacket costs $80 at the time, right? And you damn near see, I'm gonna pay $80 for the Saints, or I'm gonna pay $80 for a team that's popping. Because technically, our lifestyle for us was we stuck. We wanted to be
right. We went for the most stylish colors and everything.
Right. So you saw people that wore Cowboys colors. You saw people that wore I remember 49ers.
I remember Raiders was heavy.
Raiders was heavy.
That's why I didn't rock a Raider one, because I didn't want to blend. So I went with the freaking Chicago White Sox just so I could rock I still had the black and silver look, but I just wasn't rocking the Raiders because everybody wanted to rock my team, and I was just like, I wanted to be different too. So I made sure to stay.
Go ahead, man. All right, now
But then again, or whatever, I was one that kind of wore the Georgetown starters, North Carolina.
That was another big one too. Georgetown was a big one too, also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they was.
Yeah. So I mean, so technically, I was like this. Back in the day, I wear more college teams than I would wear NFL teams. But
true, Atlanta Braves was a big one too.
Yeah, I know the fucking. Well, yeah, it was. Yeah.
That red, white, and blue. And how we infamous for wearing red, white, and blue anything. So that shows like a combination was strong.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Like there were Saints fans. It's not.
No,
I mean,
it was a
yeah,
few.
they had them.
Yeah.
A lot of them, like when I used to go to the games all the time when they played the 49ers, and they used to be deep in there. Most of them, I ain't gonna lie, they came from Metairie. I ain't think too many of them was in the city, but they had them though.
Well, back then, I mean, I would say even back then, like back in the day, it wasn't too many us in there either. It was mostly.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
And we could afford.
Right.
We didn't want to pay for the tickets. Well, we could. Well, I don't know if we could afford it or whatever, but it was just one of.
No, they wouldn't. They didn't cost that much.
Like, what I'm saying,
it was real cheap.
Like then or whatever.
Cats just prefer to just be at a party at the house or at the club, like one of the
for real.
bars, not club, but bars, and just watch the game there.
Mm-hmm.
That was just the thing we did until, like you said, once Katrina happened, then cats actually got that extra money from Katrina.
Then they started showing
then
out.
Then that's when the takeover happened. Then that dome turned a whole different energy.
Yeah, that's when, because it's still a waiting list now.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I want to say before Katrina, season tickets was like maybe $25.
Shuffling songs by Tamara Man on Amazon Music.
Hey, white girl, don't tell me what to do.
Take me to
What is Tony Love got going on in the background?
You don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, we going to church around here? What is he doing?
But I would say after Katrina, like the season tickets went up to damn near double and a half the price because I had it. I just was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, you can see my pops had season tickets, but you know, he raised me to hate the Saints. That's why I ain't like the Saints, because he couldn't stand the Saints. But he had season tickets, and he used to go to the game just to see them lose. So
That's just crazy. Wow, God, damn.
Yeah.
That's a petty investment.
Hate somebody that much. That's a whole new kind of hate, there, boy.
yeah.
Gracious. I want to pay to watch you lose. That's how much I can't stand.
Man.
That's the New Orleans. We are a very petty city, boy. God damn.
Yeah, for real.
So we know all week Saints fans gonna be on the Falcons' ass. So
Yeah.
But next up, NBA. We got one team in the finals so far. We got LeBron James in the finals again with his third team. Do y'all think that's a special feat, or is just another dot on his resume as far as making it with his third team?
I think him and Robert Orr are the only two to do it. So the feat ain't that special, but it is an accomplishment.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's more of a college that he led the teams to it, where Ori was like a role player,
Right.
but with Ron being the main, the man, to pull this off still is a legit feat, though. Regardless, at the end of the day, that's how I look at it. It's impressive, but the dude.
Look, I gotta jump off. I hate to cut y'all. I gotta jump off. The little man in there wilding out, so I'm gonna holler at y'all later.
All right.
All right.
But at the same time, what is he like? 3-9, 3-8? What is it? What is it?
3-6.
3-6. 3-9. 3-6. My math all off. 3-6. So
no, it's 3-9. No, it's 3-9. You right. He's
No,
lost
3-6.
No. 3-6.
3-6.
Yeah, he only played
overall.
9 so far. So yeah, 3-6.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm tripping.
I'll say
But
this. Let me say this. This is the most boring situation. It's like, I understand it's LeBron. I understand they got some LeBron lovers out there. You gotta give some credit to AD. You know what I'm saying, for finally stepping it up a little bit in regards to it. But me personally, LeBron as a player, I'm just like, I mean, I know some people will probably debate this or whatever, but I just look at it like, well, they're gonna give it to him because it makes the TV ratings look good. I mean,
no, if it was about TV
Nah,
ratings, the Nuggets wouldn't have been there. It would have been the Clippers
Right.
and the Lakers if it was really about TV ratings. So
Dude, this is this man is doing this still at year 17.
So of course he's not going to be the exciting player he used to be because his ass is old. He got to play. He got to do it in spots, and like y'all said,
He got to pace himself.
You got to do some work. You can't be out there going 100 miles per hour at that age. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
That's what happened with Kobe.
he on the Spurs plan right now.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
he load management during the game. You know what I'm saying? He'll pass
Right.
it to Anthony Davis, then he just go chill for a second, pull on his shorts.
Yeah.
Then go hard for about 2 or 3 possessions, and then chill again.
I mean, still 38, 16, and 10 in the
That's crazy, man.
Put down, for at year 17, he ain't supposed to be doing this at all. So yeah, but now he's doing the right thing of pacing himself and everything. I ain't knocking what he's doing. It's still a legit feat, but I can still understand having LeBron fatigue also too. I know people getting tired of seeing him also. I get it too, but if he still can do it, he can still do it.
Right.
Somebody got to knock him off. That's all you got to do. That's what you got to do.
you have to do
Yeah.
it.
Retire
It's
his ass.
coming. Oh, trust me, it's about to happen though, because it's getting real. Because these youngins they becoming more a problem. Denver is not about to go away no time soon.
Mm-hmm.
They're just building confidence now.
Get a hit in, like,
Here he go.
But you're right though with Anthony Davis stepping up, playing big, even though it was a couple of games where his effort as far as rebounding was kind of lackluster, but you can't be having 2 rebounds in a playoff game.
He can't.
No, not at all.
That's not acceptable. You should have at least 8 fall in your lap, pretty much.
He said the brow wasn't activated, so he.
Wasn't fully charged.
Right. But on the other side, we got the Heat and the Celtics. I thought the Heat was going to close out the other night, but the Celtics came back and pushed it to another game. Y'all think the Celtics got it in them to come back, or Jimmy Butler's going to be this year version of Kawhi?
If Tatum is a second half player, he's showing himself to be. I think if he starts off, hot and gets everybody involved, gets being that charge for him, they can extend this to Game 7.
I don't know, man.
I think surprised the game is coming on tonight, actually.
Yeah, I just think to me that I think Miami's the more physical team, and that's going to push them through in the close.
This is where the lack of a big man. Yeah, the lack of big man is hurting Boston a lot.
Mm-hmm. Because Bam is causing all kind of havoc. But if Tatum can't play a complete game, that's gonna be the thing. They can't have him, going, single digits and a half. They need his scoring.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm getting concerned about these cowgirls. I'm getting highly concerned. They're on some more miracle shit lately. What the hell going on here? They around here catching passes off of people's chests and stuff. Defensive people bobbling and they still catching the pass. I don't need these people to keep acting like they're gonna do something here by accident.
Let them play. Let them be happy.
But yeah, like I said, I still think it's gonna go to Game 7 though. I think it's gonna go to Game 7. Just for the drama.
NBA loves drama. Speaking of love drama, so I heard the Charles Barkley comment. I didn't hear the Shaq part. What y'all kind of break that down as far as what happened on TNT with them discussing Breonna?
It just is, continuing to spread that false narrative of what happened. And you have a right to defend your home, so you can't sit up there and justify that's why they shot up Breonna Taylor's apartment. 17 witnesses said they didn't announce that they were cops. Mm-hmm. They literally did not. They went in. 17 witnesses, and as we saw, go ahead.
No, I was saying that's the thing that people are missing out. That a no-knock warrant, the way that it's set up, is set for the cops to end up to shoot somebody. Like you said, if somebody come bust in your house, what's your first reaction going to be? You know what I'm saying?
Get the bucket.
I'm trying to defend your home. So if it's a no-knock warrant and you're not announcing yourself, you setting up the situation to go completely left field. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that the same thing that happened to Turk from the Hot Boys? Isn't that the same situation with him?
Same thing happened there with a no-knock situation.
So you're going to no-knock and then you're going to charge me with shooting at police officers. Like, motherfucker, you in my house. Like,
yeah, I'm inside my home. I'm supposed to be able to protect my own home if anybody comes in and intrude. And like you said, if there's no knock, and they showing, and now they showing more proof that the boyfriend didn't shoot. They're saying that was kind of like, I think they probably saw him moving, and they just started shooting because they saw somebody moving in the house. And it really wasn't him ever really shooting.
And all that. So more and more layers will continue to happen.
Yeah, I mean, how you have 17 cops in here for one person, and then you shoot a person in the back, and they in the bed.
Right, like it's fucking Nino Brown you going after.
Yeah.
Right. And then the person that y'all looking for that haven't lived there in over a year. How you gonna do not update a couple of weeks prior to even find this out? And that's why, you already knew, and that's how you already knew they was gonna get off on this once they had already gave the family the $12 million. Once you started giving the money, it's like, all right, well, I know how this about to go. These cops about to get off. So that was just a proven proven fact there and everything.
Well, technically, the real reality is they rather pay you off than to put the people that's guilty in jail.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And make the city pay, pretty much paying taxes go towards that.
Yeah, here's the thing. In that area, you know they're gonna be paying in that area. They're gonna probably pay the taxes even more because it's a highly black populated area. So not only are they're not gonna it's not gonna come from out of where who the cops areas are from.
That pensioner.
It's gonna come right back from the black community. We have less than 1 minute until the next episode.
Mm-hmm. Good call. So we'll take a quick break.
Back to Barkley and O'Neal. O'Neal is notoriously pro law enforcement, and he will take up for police.
No, fuck him. With fake ass cop fucking certification. Shit.
Yeah. But it's too many people like him that has that money and want to play cop on the weekend. Want to volunteer their time, and the cops can do no wrong. Mm-hmm. It's sad.
All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. Trophyz and Medalz podcast. Shut up. I know you're gonna say something silly.
Next time.
All right, we back. So let's jump into this foolishness. This is a person we've been talked about on a few episodes. Tory Lanez dropped a new album mixtape recently.
You should have named the song "Dance, Bitch, Dance."
Right. So he still hasn't really addressed what happened. But yet dropped the album. What y'all feel? You think he owes the public something, or just him just blaming on alcohol and just rolling out pretty much?
I mean, that's kind of the wise thing to do, unfortunately, sad but costly. Yeah, you got to go the R. Kelly route. Denial till you go to court. I mean, that's just how we're put out the music and see if the music going to make people be blind to forget about all the shit you did for many years, like R. Kelly did to us for many times. And then would drop a classic album on our ass. We're like, God damn it, here we go. We two-stepping again. Knowing that we know this nigga five, but like, God damn, he got us two-stepping. And that's what Tory trying to do here. But I mean, his talent ain't on Robert
that
Kelly's level here to pull that shit off. And social media is much different than back in the days too. On top of that, so it's still too. I think it's still more to the story, honestly. But it's between the two. Cause why he hasn't been charged?
True.
Yeah.
After all of this time, if you really was trying to shoot at someone, you don't think the cops, regardless, are not going to try to press charges on you or throw you under the jail for having a weapon and firing at somebody? That's called mass. That's what we want to call
manslaughter.
Yeah, manslaughter.
Yeah. So why he hasn't never been charged this whole time?
If it was in New York, it'd definitely be a different story.
Oh. But the gun laws is much stricter, we know, in New York, where you can't even carry. You're not supposed to carry at all in New York City. We'll say New York City, of course. You'll get, but it's just still, after all of this time, they're not, and why she didn't press charges herself. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, like she said, she might have been trying to protect him at first.
Well, at first, but then she got mad and then put him on blast. You can still go back and put him on press charges.
Yeah.
Statute of limitation ain't up yet.
Well, so time out. Let's rewind this before, because I know in previous episodes you made fun of Tory Lanez because he was short and he had to tiptoe his way into that cooch.
Well, this is facts.
So obviously, if it's this long, Tory Lanez was dropping wood out.
Oh yeah, but you remember now? But she was the side chick because he actually was messing with her best friend. So she was on the low. He was tapping that on the low.
I mean, but
she still got the audacity to get the attitude of him when he tried to shoot his shot at Kylie. Like, whoa, helper, you being this out here greedy now. You can't have your cake and eat it too now.
Well, he did. He's having his cake. He don't have to say anything because.
But he had the right to do that, but she didn't have the right to get mad, though, when she was already with the side chick in the first place.
Well, I mean, it's complicated. You know what I'm saying? It's like Vegas.
Yeah. That's why I told you, see? That's why I don't trust heifers that drink brown liquor. Do say drinking ass heifer, whatever. Tread lightly.
I would say that, to be honest with you, Tory Lanez don't owe nobody, no explanation. Because the moment
He
that
really doesn't though, especially when he ain't been charged.
technically, since he ain't been charged, and nobody can necessarily dispute what actually happened, it's like, why would I even put myself in a situation where I'm gonna go back and
Yeah,
forth?
it's smart for him not to say anything.
Right.
Like you said, you're not going to court, so don't hang yourself before actual charges are being applied.
Yeah, not
But
worrying
I
about
just don't understand why no charges have been like that. To me, just makes no sense to me. So, like you said, something else has to be up if no charges is being
because
done.
actually the saying was really actually the best friend because she was in the car too, and it was really saying it was her that got the bucket. So we don't know. It's like there's been so many different angles to this. We don't know what's going on. But just the fact of finding out that he was really messing with the best friend, and May was the side chick. I'm like, you made yourself look bad right there, but then you gonna get mad at him for shooting that shot at Kylie.
So wait a minute, what the best friend look like?
Oh, she on point.
Is she like Rihanna on point, or is she like,
So this is my thing though. So you got the best friend. I don't know what she look like.
You can go on her page. You can go on Mary's page. You'll see her. She be up with her all the time.
So you try to go. You jump on Meg, and then you go to a party with both of them, and you try to holler at Jenna on the side. That nigga just reckless.
Oh, he's 28 years old. Nigga talking about demon nights. Nigga, he got the brown liquor. It's 2 a.m. He is being who he's supposed to be.
don't get me wrong, we did at the Metro. Don't act like you all saved now. Batman.
No, I definitely wasn't showing up with one chick. First of all, I wasn't showing up with no chick. I wasn't that stupid. And then hollering at a best friend, and then hollering at a third one. That's more your move, man.
But this is this is entertainment, man. This recklessness all the time. Come on,
Let's stop.
James, bitch. Come on, man. Look at the hell of a drug. Liquor is a bad combination.
Let's stop this fly right now. That's exactly what we did at the Metro, bro. You gonna lie?
But he said y'all didn't come with the chicks though.
Exactly. He's not listening.
That's
listening
the difference.
Listening is a skill, man.
He drove to this establishment with these chicks, and then he out here wilding. Y'all, why you go? He's saying when you in the club, now you might be maneuvering around multiples that's in the club, different, but you ain't leaving with them at the same time.
Right. So yeah, we definitely made them dance in a circle, but we was not showing up with them and then
leaving with them.
Hey, hold up, time out. We're not gonna lie. We're not gonna pass up this lie. It was already pre-authorized that the checklist was already there before we got there.
Well, no doubt. He's saying the checklist is there, but he's just saying that you ain't
riding in the car with them. That's a recipe for disaster.
Right.
We already established the rule of arguing with women in cars.
Yes, we see cats lose all the time. No man has ever won with slaps in the ride. As the late great Ike Turner showed us this the best.
Shout out to Fab.
And yes, Fab put that line out there.
All I'm gonna say is that man has every right to keep quiet.
No.
But his team is still putting stuff out on the low, bro.
Well, the team was trying to, at that time, they was doing some stupid stuff to her, saying some dumb things to try to make her look bad also. Mm-hmm. And which then that made her feel mad because she did. I respect what she was trying to do, keeping it quiet at the time, but his team fucked up. And so,
yeah.
But he still ain't trying to steal like this. He might have fired the team, but he's like, I still ain't going to say a goddamn thing, though.
Right, because like after they say the first few things, you can't control that, but you got to, at some point, come out with a statement that separates yourself. It's like, hey, this is these people putting out this energy. But I don't know. Like you said, until charges are brought up, it's best to shut your ass up.
Right. They said I didn't have a look, but they did say he had talked to T.I. though. So, and I ain't never check out to see what he actually said with T.I. and stuff. So,
but I thought it was the right person to talk to.
Right. Exactly.
It's the same guy about to fight Floyd Mayweather, so I don't know.
Well, I will say that, whatever. I mean,
and had an army. Remember now, got arrested, and then we found out this nigga was going to war with somebody.
Yeah.
That type of artillery that he had, that God, he was trying to take down a third world country.
Well, I will say, at least Tory Lanez kind of came up and said, the rumors about the best friend shooting are not true. I mean, he did kind of like to step in and did the right thing at times. But, I mean, he already, so my thing is like, hey, yo, what is it? You look with a shocked face.
I just turned the Cowboys game back on.
Oh, okay.
And they're up by 1.
Son of a bitch.
That's why I told you. I'm like, what are they doing in these streets? I'm like, I don't need this energy in this city right now.
I was like this or whatever. At least he did some type of good deeds throughout the process. But he doesn't owe nobody nothing. I wouldn't even say anything. I mean, I'll let the details span itself out. If it's in my favor, so it'd be. I mean, technically, who wants to go to jail?
Right.
I just said I know they both in the wrong. I ain't sitting still saying what he did was right, but trust me, yeah, it's all
at best it was a flesh wound.
right. But I mean, still shooting at somebody, you don't know how that shit gonna go legitimately. But it's like the best thing to actually. And I mean, to shoot at a woman is like, okay, and then you ain't Eddie Murphy and Della Reese in these streets. You just get around here, get the bucket and stuff. Just like.
I pretty much want to show it was like a situation where it just got fired off by mistake. I mean, because this is like. Right.
Well, that's what I was thinking about with the best friend. Like, if they saying like if there was a struggle or something, like
her trying to stop him from like waving it or doing whatever, and then he has.
Or if she pulled it, or I don't know. Like it just, like you said, it's just something is missing. There's a key component.
That we'll never know.
Yeah, because neither one of them seem like they're gonna release the information.
Corey, give me the dick instead of man. Oh shit, so I mean, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. They probably were drinking, high as a fuck too.
Oh, dude, liquor was all involved in this. That's for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been saying that since day one. There's a number of liquor involved to the fullest.
But now that you mentioned that Tori was messing with the best friend, best friend probably was arguing with him that you trying to holler at Kylie. How you gonna holler at her in front of me? Like, what the big fucking deal? I'm fucking old girl over here too. Like,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's when the liquor made him slip up to say the wrong goddamn thing. And then, yeah.
Well, this is the other part. So if he's smashing both of them or trying to smash both of them, why even put yourself in that situation to be in the car with both of them at the same time going to a party?
Because he a nigga.
Gotta drop dick off, bruh. Gotta drop dick off some type of way. Gotta be bold about it.
No,
If anything, you say, I'll meet y'all there.
No, he been so psyched up lately, though, man. Like, he's just been when he had that quarantine radio nonsense going on. He just been feeling himself
Yeah.
to the highest level, man, Come on, man. What do you think made Rick James decide to punch Charlie Murphy in the fucking head, nigga? Because he's fucking Rick James and nigga psyched up, You do some dumb things. You just do the dumbest things when you are at a high peak, when you feel like nobody can't tell you nothing, you can't do no wrong.
Think about it. He did drop that other mixtape or whatever.
Yeah, the previous mixtape was on fire, Yeah, the Shanti on the cover. I mean, you can't tell this man nothing at this particular 28. He got all this money. Then he, like you said, he around here getting the Sammy Davis Jr. on, around here tussling with taller ass chicks. Like, you can't tell this little nigga nothing. What can you tell him? So he just, so he just was beyond himself. And then, of course, and then he already was, always came with the phrase demon nights. So, anything after 2 a.m. is demon night. So why be around a nigga that say it's demon time? What demons do? Fucked up shit. And what the fuck happened? You got shot in your goddamn foot.
Sometimes you gotta believe people what they tell you they are.
So
exactly.
So technically, here's my thing. As it goes along and plays out, right? Do you think that takes away from Megan's stardom a little bit? She's not popular like she used to be. Not in my opinion. I don't think she is.
Well, I think for her, the big thing about her is her performance, her concerts, her energy that she brought there. So with COVID and she can't perform, that takes away some of that.
That's taking away the buzz from her right now.
You know what I'm saying? She can only post on IG so much and get a buzz that way. But I think for her, what got her going was her energy she did on
her shows.
concerts.
Her shows was definitely what was making her more hot than anything else because she was just she's actually a good performer and everything. You know, like she's not you know, she ain't reckless and she don't talk reckless and crazy like Cardi do. That keeps people more intrigued to wait to see what the next thing Cardi gonna say.
Right.
And things like that. That's why Cardi can still stay relevant still right now because she even speaks on politics and everything like that, and she doing interviews with Biden and shit. Like, you know,
Megan's more trying to be a lyricist than
right. Well, yeah,
than
like you know, she's really trying to be about the music. So,
what happened?
Seattle let's score.
Oh, cool.
Touchdown on
no, touchdown. DK he's on my team, so.
Okay. So cool. So all right.
So from one fucked up situation to another, 45 man, break down the 45 platinum plan. Anybody signing up?
Hey man, you trying? You know, you just want to give us that want to give us some hope out here, man. You're trying to say you're looking out for us and.
Well, to be honest with you, this proves one big point. The African American vote is going to be huge going into this. I think the African American / brown people, whatever. But I think they realize that the African American vote / brown people as a whole vote is going to be huge going into this election.
Well, black women votes more importantly than to the most. It's really that.
And my whole big thing is it's kind of fucked up. I mean, I think we kind of mentioned this before, but it's kind of fucked up that it took this man to actually kind of just say something toward the black agenda. Because I'm not, it forces Biden and whatever her name is.
Kamala.
It's
Kamala.
You know what I'm saying? To kind of say something in agenda. Because to be honest with you, it needs to happen. At this point now, it needs to happen. And I was kind of having this discussion the other day. It's like, I think people kind of understanding the power of, I think people don't the reason why we still have racism is not because of skin color. Well, skin color is part of it, but they really don't respect the black dollar. They look at it as secondary compared to like somebody who, like say for example, if you make two people making like a white, light-skinned person and dark-skinned person making $30,000, right? They'll look at that they'll look at the light-skinned person saying, well, because they're light-skinned, we don't care how much they make, but
give them the benefit of doubt.
Right, but if you say that $30,000 or whatever, or they're gonna buy rims, or they're gonna be sloppy with that man, that person might not necessarily do any of that, but because of how they think that we spend our money, they just assume that this is where we at. So I think this presidential election is going to be pretty much all focused around us, as a people, and I think it's interesting enough that even some of our allies, what I'm saying, I think like I want to say like 70% of our allies that's declared white or Caucasian or whatever the case may be. I think they're getting tired of it. They're like, I'm tired of explaining myself. Why the hell I gotta keep explaining myself? You know what I mean? That conversation is starting to become uncomfortable, even for them.
I think I disagree with you about about the black dollar. I think when they see us have our own, they take that away from us. With the Tulsa riots back in 1921, and then with desegregation. Before desegregation, we had our own, and some of us were millionaires. And once we became equal, we bankrupt ourselves. So I think he was banking on that. Black people are gonna spend money with us anyway. But now they're seeing that they're united and they're trying to do their own thing and to get their own agenda out. Let me pull them back. Say, hey, you still good with us? Let me get you this over here.
But I forgot who said this, but like there was a good side of segregation for that reason. It kind of made you spend the black dollar in the black community, but at the same time, like it's a difference between segregation and separation. You know what I'm saying? We should separate ourselves and invest in ourselves, but we shouldn't be forced to, go to different schools or can't go to certain restaurants. We need to make that decision to do that, to invest in our own community and our own black businesses. So That's a great point. Like when we built those dollars, it was seen as a threat instead of saluting and saying, you know, we buying a piece of America.
Well, I'm not. Oh, well, that's my point. That I kind of said it's like they don't respect the threat because they already. Well, the reason why I say that is because we're just now getting to where you're seeing us like really like pay attention to the stock market. I mean, it already exists there. I mean, like don't get me wrong, it always exists. But now we even getting like low income people that's young and just starting off in the workforce, looking in the looking at the stock market and looking at the value of property and stuff like that. That's why I say like
Education.
Like because before we just spitting on shit. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, hey, we just want to look a certain way, and then once we get older, we'll eventually get to that point where we're owning and stuff like that. But I think now with the new wave, like when I say like as far as us teaching our youth how to spend $1 or whatever, I think that's where I don't look at us, you know, and say, hey, you know, this young black dude is not going to spend his money properly. Now he is. So now we have to start making these type of statements to kind of pull it. And nothing wrong, you know. I look at it like this. I'm not necessarily saying that, you know, there's not racism. You know, some people just don't like people just because how they look, or how they feel, or whatever the case may be. I just think that I don't think they actually necessarily respect the black dollar in regards to saying, hey, we can be organized, because that's the one thing that he said, hey, now we're being organized now a little bit. Like think about it. You talk about 5-7 years ago, us showing up every Sunday having this podcast. I mean, you know, say like this, we're making progress to make this happen every weekend now. That's what we're doing. We're doing this because, you know.
Yeah, that's for the generational thing and everything. I'll say, like, I'm always gonna keep screaming. Remember, it's been barely 60 years that we've been voting.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't expect everything to just click instantly.
Yeah.
That's just how
takes time.
like it takes.
Realistically,
it's time.
realistically, you gotta take time.
Yeah, and it's gonna take time and take growth. You know, like the thing, even like I was saying with Jamel, and even though like Vlad TV is trying to they've been trying to cancel Vlad and everything now, which I can understand for the comments he made about Farrakhan and everything. And I don't want to apologize. I can understand why we trying to like not rock with him no more. But the conversation him and Jamel had is talking about like, you know, when she got her first $1 million check, like it was deposited in her account. And the first thing she did was go buy her mom a brand new car. But then her financial advisor got mad as hell at her, like, why would you go buy a brand new car and pay cash for it? Because he's like, well, you don't understand black people. I can't go buy my mom a new car and sit there and say I got to pay a car note on it for her. Because it's just not going to stay ease with her. Because she going to be nervous and concerned and not going to enjoy this car because of the fact I'm paying on it. But I say it's paid for. She got the paperwork. I ain't got to worry about it no more. It's like that's a generational thing that we got to learn. Because like they were saying, like, you know, we know the British family. We know how they are. They've been in wealth since 800.
Mm-hmm.
From 800 to today. That's like 12 different centuries. And they've kept money, so they know how to handle money. Us blacks, we just actually coming into money. So we only believe in shit, paying for everything cash. At least say we own it, rather than sometimes not paying for everything cash. And maybe lease a car.
Yeah.
Pay a mortgage for a little while to build your credit, then pay it off, just to say you establish some credit, things like that. These are things that we are learning now, though, but we are finally being more open-minded and listening and getting into the stocks and things like that. So it's a growth thing that we're going through right now. And that's where we're getting at. But now we're finally doing the right thing in the political side of these saying, now we're demanding things from somebody, even though we don't believe no shit that 45 saying with this stupid $500 billion plan that he can't make no decision over, because we know Congress got off they got to make that decision, not him. So he can't the promises he's making is so beyond false and full of shit. Like the wall. He said he was gonna build a wall, and that wall ain't even not even a freaking half a mile.
So another person that proposed a plan was Ice Cube. I don't know. I don't think I ever brought that up in the chat
Yeah,
before,
I
but
saw that.
his contract with Black America, just like as far as ideas, as far as like, you know, investing in teaching and businesses in the Black community, you know, whether it's, you know, giving them discounts on education, free education is at a certain level at colleges, like, you know, community colleges and such, you know, different stipends and stuff for people that's teaching or teaching a trade or something of that nature. Like, I'm surprised. Well, I've heard Biden, or people said Biden was interested in having that conversation, but
Oh, he had the conversation with him. They had to talk.
oh, they did? Okay.
Yeah, they did have that talk. They put up, and they had to talk like a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
They just never spoke on how it turned out, but they did have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, it's time. It takes time to, like you said, 60 years is.
And then we've been through oppression, been through slavery, then what? Jim Crow and all of this for 400 years. And you just think all that's gonna go away in just 60? Well, you have some of these same old ass people that's in politics. Remember, the average age in politics is 65. That is too damn old if we having goddamn people still making our laws and shit.
Hey, y'all been seeing those commercials that Trump been doing, talking about how Biden is old and shit?
Yeah,
like, nigga, y'all in the same age bracket.
Yeah, like, 2 years apart. Like, what? Oh, not 2 years, because Biden like 68. So they're like.
No, he's
like,
70.
No,
Late 70s, yeah.
I mean 78. But yeah, I think they're like 6 years apart or something. And then 45 talking about he won't get Biden drug tests.
Like, dude, at least Biden can ride a bike and go down some stairs.
That nigga scared to go down
Without
the
help.
stairs, boy. That nigga be shaking his ass off going down the stairs. That should be comical.
Hips don't
But-
lie.
Yeah. But it was funny when he went to the Supreme Court judge's funeral, and them people lit his ass up and start booing the shit out of his ass and say vote him out. I think that shit. I didn't think he was prepared for that.
Nah.
You could tell he was uncomfortable as hell. He was like he wanted to run so damn bad, but he had to sit there and take it.
I mean, at this point, he should be expecting to sit though.
Yeah, like he kind of brought it on himself a lot too. Like he got real arrogant early in his, you know what I'm saying, at the beginning. Now it's kind of like a thing of, you gotta like get how you live now because you don't have to vote you back now. Okay?
Yeah, and like you said, he trying to do everything about slowing down the mail system so that the votes don't get in quickly. He doing everything he can to sabotage it. Then he was always talking about, I ain't leaving. If I lose, I'm not leaving the office gracefully. Republicans like, you on your own on that one. We ain't, we don't want no part of that.
Yeah, Mitch McConnell already came out and said, yeah, there will be a peaceful transfer of power.
Yeah,
He separated himself on that.
Well, the only thing about this situation is you know what, like say for example, he gets elected out of office, right? He's still gonna have Secret Service for at least about a good strong, 4 or 5 years.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, for him, I mean, literally, you gotta watch his tone because he's gonna be more accessible after his pregnancy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
So it's gonna be one of those situations where it's like,
Yeah, because his kids probably gonna go get some time. But
kids gonna do some time. Oh yeah, the kids gonna do some time.
But as a rule of thumb, presidents don't go after presidents.
yeah,
True. But that's going to be more Congress doing that, and that's really they said that's going to be more the state of New York going after him than anything else. So it won't be none pertaining to Congress. Really, they said that's going to be the state of New York, because even they just said that they starting to finally see some of his tax returns. They talking about in between 16 and 14 and 16 and some. He only paid like $750, dude, in taxes.
And there's a report that came out today that the past 15 years, 10 of them, he didn't pay federal taxes.
Right. I'm like, how in the hell is this humanly possible?
7702. I figured it out.
What?
What?
Create trust funds, and then keep recycling it.
Oh yeah. Well, yes, yeah. That's where you got your trust fund babies and things like that.
Pretty much he put all his assets in the trust, and you can't, and he'll create sub trusts to kind of break everything up, so nothing falls back on him.
Right.
As I figured it out, I was like, man, the sad part about it is I wasn't even looking for it. Somebody told me, and I said, oh, did my research, and that's how he did it.
Oh yeah, that's what they tell people that win the lottery to get a trust. Don't go straight up just getting that in your name and everything, so that they can't, so you can't be tracked so easily.
Oh, don't get me wrong. If I ever win the lottery, I'm only trusting in y'all. I'm gonna get my ass out of here.
Shit, who you telling?
I'm disappearing.
Right.
Gotta disappear.
I won't necessarily disappear. I'll just be.
You be in a ducked off area in a new city, somewhere, just new environments, or not a new city, maybe a new country.
I'll still be here. I'll still be here. In Dallas. My thing would just be like only y'all would know.
Well, yeah, because I can tell you, well, we already look how I roll now, so I'm gonna be good luck finding my ass.
All right, Tony Love, it's your time. What have we learned this episode?
Let's get to it. We have learned Falcons are classic league losers. Wentz is gone after this season. LeBron fatigue is a real thing. Tory Lanez should shut the fuck up. And the value of the black dollar can be a threat or an asset.
Yes.
Yeah.
As always, be sure to go to trophyzandmedalz.com. Check out Tony Love's posts, expanding on the podcast and shedding some light on some Eptide history on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And from the blog, Big Hand Energy is real.
She has big hands and she ain't scared to use them.
That's why Tory Lanez got in the situation he's in.
Raheem Odell, what you got in closing?
Well, I know I missed last week, so yeah, Bagels was fun. I mean, I've already told Mr. Love all my foolishness, so I don't need to tell all the rest of them. Oh, and also Ty King. So, I'm clear. You know what I'm saying? I know how to tell myself before I even get on here.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, next year it's been prominent that, is that a neck freeze? Yes. Oh, yeah. You? Oh, man, you hit it. I was gonna get it. That's a drunk face right there. I'm ready.
Oh shit!
That's enough talking from you, Eptide King.
That's one. Before I go, it's gonna be quick. See, now's that time of season where you bitches can't use your skin to hide your flaws. You got to do it right next time. It's winter time, baby. Turtlenecks and everything.
Almost threw him out the chat. Eptide King.
Mine's short and sweet. This one got a new red flag alert.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's the new red flag?
Don't trust no chick that likes Spice One as an artist.
Wow.
Trigger got no heart?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is she from the Bay, though?
No.
Damn.
Wake your ass up for the 9-3.
Screaming like 8, yelling, come on, nigga.
Actually, that's the second ex-wife.
I see it.
You see the method of the madness?
I see it.
You see the method of the madness?
I see it.
It just happened to they had I just saw a post on Facebook and it was saying which one of these West Coast artists you like, and of course that's Spice One, MCA, the core of the ignorance of the West Coast.
MC8. Wow.
Mhm.
Got off by him.
Yeah. So shoot, DJ Quick. It had like the real notorious cats though. When I saw the Spice One, I said, "Oh shit, that was another one of my red flags." Spice One.
Damn.
So so I just gotta pay attention to the basically. I'm saying you gotta pay attention to the music choices or what the chick is you're trying to highlight. Just tread lightly. We can do this as a regional thing. Like if a chick's out like Trick Daddy, come on now, run, nigga, run.
I mean, it's the same thing with BG. You know what I'm saying? A couple of our lovely guests have been big fans of BG.
Right.
Speaking of big hand energy, you know what I'm saying? We had one of our guests, she's definitely a BG fan through and through. So
yeah, or like chicks out like Tech Nine. Like, come on, man. Or Uncle Murder.
Yeah, man. That's a recipe for disaster.
Recipe for disaster. I'm just saying, it's all about and especially if it don't match your personality. Like, that's like complete opposite of who you are. Be slightly concerned now. That's all I'm just saying. That's just something that do like a blast in the past red flag that kind of sparked my hands. Like, I need to put this out there and everything. So yeah. Spice One.
Spice One. Yeah, man.
And look at y'all. You name all the albums and songs and everything. See how we know how real.
Yeah, Spice One is definitely one of my favorite West Coast artists of all time. So
yeah, see, I'm MC8. Like I used to that was like my people there. I was rocking with MC8 and DJ Quick a lot. But
I was cool with
MC8.
8, but I was definitely bigger Quick and Spice One.
Right. So, but yeah, so that's it for me. That that's the one. That's I just put out there the new red flag that
Quick.
Mm-hmm.
And everything.
Yeah,
so.
I don't have much other than the usual. Make sure you comment, share, like, tell a friend to tell a friend. Be sure to check the website out, trophyzandmedalzpodcast.com. We'll be back maybe next week. I might be out, but we'll figure that out. But Cowboys lost, so I feel better today.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what these Saints going to do against these Packers, man.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna see if the timeline gonna be all extra like we're gonna lie suspect defense and offenses, and then we just seeing everybody cry about every call the referees make all through the the timelines.
Hey man, with the calls that have gone against us in the past, we have an extra right to feel the way we feel.
Hey man, we had a whole rule named after us, nigga. You think I really give a damn with y'all a couple of plays here and there?
Yeah, y'all's lost the dynasty.
Exactly. We lost the whole dynasty, exactly. So I'm sorry. I can't empathize with y'all that much, but I get what you're coming from though.
All right, man. We'll be back. Y'all be good. Good luck to them Saints. Make sure y'all hurt Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, we'll see.
Later, y'all.
All right. Later.
Later.